Good afternoon, everybody. This is Johnny Suede. How's everybody doing today? Today is Thursday, September 14th. It is 3:24 p.m. on a beautiful day here in Staten Island, New York. Sunny day. Obviously, it's why I've got the shades on. Hope everybody's having a great day today. I just wanted to come to you live today real quick and just go over, my story. Everybody should come on here. You should go out there, put yourself out there, get out of your comfort zone, do Facebook Lives, do videos, and everybody's got a story. So my story, and try to make it quick and not bore you to death. So where have I come from? Born in Brooklyn, New York, and raised mainly in Staten Island. Parents separated early, so I kind of really lost contact with my father. Never really had too much of a relationship with him, but that was okay. My mom got with somebody else there when I was younger, and we eventually moved to Staten Island, as did millions of people from Brooklyn, taking the road over from Brooklyn to Staten Island, and many of them continue on to Jersey and Pennsylvania, but I haven't made it there. Growing up, there was some tough times. My mom eventually had a nervous breakdown, and that was kind of interesting and fun to live with there for a while. My sister followed suit and fell victim to the same kind of circumstance. So it was kind of tumultuous there for a while. And, while there's a lot of bad that goes with that, there's also a lot of good. And eventually it made me make the decision when I was 17 years old to join the United States Navy. That turned out to be the single best decision that I had ever made in my life up to this point. I stayed with the Navy for just over 20 years, active duty, till I was 37 years old. Was on ships for several years on both coasts here in the United States. Went to many ports overseas, every continent, as a matter of fact, except Antarctica. And that was great for me. A lot of hard work, but a lot of discipline, and grew and learned a lot as a leader. And eventually, when I retired, obviously I was going to go in and do something else. Was too young at 37, so I did go back into the federal government, and I was working for the Navy as a civilian, as the enlisted supervisor for Navy enlistment processing down here at Fort Hamilton in Brooklyn. And I did that for 12 years, just until a few weeks ago, as a matter of fact, and took another deferred retirement there. So I set myself up at least decently to have a couple of retirements there for something in the future, to add to Social Security, I guess, if they ever get that. But I was always looking for something better, and have been looking at things online, to work online and work from home and internet marketing. And I can tell you that I looked a lot of it later in my career, all the way probably starting at the end of my active duty career and then into my civilian career. And a good, 15, 16 years looking over this stuff, and several years just looking and wondering if people were real and doing it. Then several years going into a lot of programs and falling for a lot of scams, because there's still a lot of scams out there, folks, let's face it. And then it was in the last few years when I actually saw some people that were down-to-earth people, people that were honest, people you could speak to. You could talk to them on the phone. You could text them and message them. And I saw people that actually went from being, a regular everyday person with nothing special to actually becoming successful online marketers. And again, we've talked about this in the past. Some of them do it to make lots of money, and some do it to be able to travel all over the world, and some do it just mainly for time freedom. And that's basically why I was getting into it. And so I got to where I am today, to where I'm doing working from home full time. And it's a great journey, and I'm very happy with where I am. I've met some great mentors, and they are the reason that I've gotten where I am today. And as I said, you could always do the same. You just need to contact me, message me. I'd be able to give you more info on that. But that's basically my story in a nutshell. I could go into plenty of detail and other things. If you'd like me to do that privately, you can message me. I've got some funny and interesting stories from over the years, and it's all culminated in this, and it's all good stuff. So, my question to you is, what's your story? Everybody has a story. And everybody's story is important. Everybody's story is relatable to somebody out there. So What's your story, folks? Why don't you get on here and tell some of us, okay? Until then, Johnny Suede, I'm going to sign off, and I hope everybody has a great day. I will talk to you again soon, as always.